Caitlyn Clark has become the gravitational center of the WNBA, drawing attention that no rookie in recent history has commanded. Her deep-range shooting, logo threes, impossible passes, and signature fearlessness have made her the face of the league almost overnight. She pulls up from 32 feet as if it's a simple mid-range jumper, and every arena she steps into feels charged with a level of anticipation that once only existed in men's basketball. Yet with that meteoric rise has come a wave of resentment. Some of the league's established stars are uneasy watching a newcomer capture the spotlight, the endorsement deals, the sold-out arenas, and the global attention they had worked years for. They challenge her physically, they test her mentally, and they try to break her rhythm because intimidation has become their last weapon. But beneath all the surface drama lies a much bigger story, one that may redefine the entire trajectory of the Indiana Fever and perhaps the league's future itself. Recent reports, still unverified but spreading rapidly across social platforms, claim that Herbert, the billionaire owner of both the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever, walked into a closed-door meeting and delivered a statement that, if true, would shift the balance of power in women's basketball. Sources allege that Simon declared the Fever officially belonged to Caitlyn Clark now, not just on paper and not just spiritually, but organizationally, structurally, and strategically. The idea is that from ownership down through coaching, player development, marketing, and culture, everything constructed from this moment forward must run through Clark. If accurate, this would be one of the most aggressive ownership moves in the WNBA's history. But before the speculation overshadows the facts, it's important to understand just who Herbert is and why this rumor has grabbed the attention of fans nationwide. Simon is 90 years old, a Brooklyn-born titan who built the Simon Property Group alongside his late brother. He transformed a modest venture into one of the largest real estate empires in the United States. With a net worth exceeding $5 billion, he has been a dominant figure in the business world for decades. When he purchased the Indiana Pacers in 1983, the franchise was on life support, drowning in debt and lacking direction. Under Simon's steady leadership, the Pacers not only survived but ultimately thrived, becoming one of the NBA's most stable organizations. When the WNBA expanded in 1999, Simon didn't hesitate. He brought a women's team to Indianapolis, launching the Fever and giving the city a stake in the evolution of women's sports. For years, the Fever were respected but not necessarily headline makers. Their fan base was loyal but limited, and despite championship success in 2012 and additional finals appearances, they lacked the national draw to become a central force within the league. That all changed the moment they drafted Caitlyn Clark in April 2024. Overnight, the franchise transformed from a modest market team into one of the biggest attractions in professional basketball. Every game became an event, every arena she entered needed more seats, and every broadcast carrying her name saw viewership skyrocket. The Fever instantly became the most talked about organization in the WNBA, and Clark became its beating heart. But with fame came friction. Whispers began circulating about tension between veterans and the star rookie. Some players felt overshadowed. Others questioned whether the team was now more entertainment spectacle than basketball group. And as Clark herself faced injuries, massive expectations, and overwhelming responsibility, the organization around her began to shift. Before the 2025 season even tipped off, the Fever made sweeping structural changes. They reinstated former executive Kelly Krauskopf to oversee basketball and business operations, a move signaling a return to foundational excellence. They hired Amber Cox as Chief Operating Officer and General Manager. They also brought back Stephanie White, a respected figure in Indiana basketball history, to coach the team again. These were not routine hires. These were long-term architectural decisions, designed to build a stable environment around the league's most valuable player. Then came the announcement that left analysts stunned: a $78 million investment in a new training facility, a state-of-the-art complex set to redefine professional development in women's basketball. No WNBA team had invested at that level before. It was a declaration disguised as construction. The Fever were no longer content to merely compete. They were building a global brand. So when the rumor broke about Simon declaring the Fever officially belonged to Clark, people questioned whether the claim even needed to be spoken aloud. The organization's actions in the past year tell the same story. They have invested, reorganized, elevated, and rebuilt their entire system in her image. Even without confirmation of the alleged meeting, the truth is written through their decisions. Clark is not just a player. She is the franchise's future, its revenue engine, its identity, and its largest cultural asset. But the story is not without complexity. Coach Stephanie White is respected, experienced, and deeply connected to Indiana basketball. She has a vision rooted in teamwork, structure, and discipline. The question becomes how her philosophy intertwines with the gravity of Clark's star power. Some believe the rumored meeting reflects a brewing tension over influence and direction. Others think the alignment between White and the front office is stronger than outsiders assume. What is undeniable is that White publicly praised her team repeatedly throughout the challenging 2025 season, highlighting their character, spirit, and resilience despite Clark's injuries and the overwhelming attention surrounding the franchise. When Clark went down multiple times with groin, quad, and ankle injuries, her absence could have sunk the team. Yet the Fever not only stayed afloat, they surged. They upset Atlanta in the first playoff round, pushed the defending champion Aces to a dramatic Game 5 in the semifinals, and proved that the organization had depth beyond the spotlight. That performance alone affirmed that the Fever are capable of greatness with or without their superstar. But it also reinforced something even more important. With Clark healthy and fully supported, the ceiling might be even higher. If the rumors about Simon's proclamation contain any truth, then the Fever have entered a new era of unapologetic star-centric strategy. If false, the organization is still clearly building itself around her. Either way, the Fever have committed to Caitlyn Clark not as a rookie experiment, but as the axis around which the next decade of Indiana basketball rotates. The league itself is watching closely, because a successful blueprint in Indiana may inspire other franchises to do the same, embracing star power as the centerpiece of strategy. The question now is whether this gamble will redefine the organization or place too much pressure on one player too soon. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The Fever have chosen their direction, and every move from here on out carries the weight of that choice. Do you think the Indiana Fever should officially build their entire franchise around Caitlyn Clark, even if it means reshaping leadership, roster strategy, and long-term planning? Share your thoughts below. And if you want more deep-dive coverage of the players, drama, and evolution of the WNBA, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss